Last time on Eden Zero, Elsie Scarlet, or Lelendard, battled it out with Ziggy, and she actually did manage to get the upper hand after a while. But after Ziggy was knocked on his ass, the true Ziggy, or maybe the past Ziggy, started to come to the surface. Unfortunately, this put Elsie's guard down, and thus Ziggy, the evil Ziggy, awoken and stabbed Elsie Crimson. Will she survive, or, much like what I was expecting, will she perish? As Shiki and the rest of his crew are slowly making their way to the heart of Lendard in order to bring in the chronophage, Rebecca is starting to show a lot of reservation. She's really dwelling on the fact that she might have been the cause of the chronophage's rampage up until now. Is that going to be an issue continuing forward? How many more mistakes can she make without them being fatal? Let's find out. Nice little shot of Xiao Mei, looking a little bit happier than the last time we saw her. It's chapter 185, Corroded Arena. I will admit, I kind of wish Xiao Mei had taken an active role in the story like she did previously. That was pretty awesome. But I guess with our heroes knowing how she operates, that would give them a little too much of a clue. Alright, Elsie, stabbed by Ziggy with her own sword no less. She reels backwards in pain. Ziggy uses his gravity ability to withdraw the sword from her gut, blood oozing from the wound. Ziggy then uses his power to knock her back right into the castle wall, not softly either. And then Ziggy goes in with his Magimech attack. Elsie, half delirious from all the blood loss, sees it coming, but it doesn't look like she could really do anything to dodge it, as Ziggy goes in with a barrage called the Gravity Inferno. Multiple blows hitting Elsie as she slammed again and again into the wall. Then Ziggy sends her plummeting towards the ground with his ability. And then as he lands on the wall, he says, "Your own naivete brought this death upon you." As Elsie struggles, Ziggy prepares another Magimech attack as he goes rushing at Elsie with his Gravity Comet. But as he goes rushing at Elsie, something goes rushing by him at an even faster speed, shocking Ziggy, and before he could make contact with Elsie's body, whatever passed him managed to grab Elsie and bring her out of harm's way. No way! How? What? Okay, I will admit, I was taken off guard. I thought it was Ziggy. I thought it was Shiki. I thought it was going to be Shiki. It's none other than Justice, carrying Elsie away. Holy How? How did he get here? No, look, I've been waiting to find out that Justice was in the area. Something along those lines. But for him to just... Where was he this entire time? Was he hiding out on Holy Ship? That raises so many questions. And for Justice to be the one to save her. God, and, I said before, I don't expect her to die. I don't expect Elsie to die without another run-in with Justice. Them settling their issues or something. This makes the potential for her death even more possible in my eyes. The potential for both of their deaths. God, I'm surprised. Justice really got the jump on Ziggy. Like, Ziggy recovers from landing the blow he thought he was gonna land on Elsie. He looks up, he's like, "Who's there?" Elsie weakly looks up at Justice and says, "James?" And Justice, with a cold glance back at Ziggy, says, "Sorry, but she's my quarry. I refuse to let you have her." As he goes rushing off the planet, or at least into the stratosphere. Like, dude, how do you come out of nowhere, hit the ground, grab her, and get out? How did you even know where she was? That just raises so many questions. And as they go rushing off, Elsie says the million-dollar question, You of all people rescuing me. Justice says coldly, "I'm not rescuing you. It is my mission in life to kill you. I was like, you're doing a bang-up job of that, bro. And Justice coldly looks down at Elsie, saying, no one will take that from me. So, killing her is Justice's only mission. Like, I mean, dude, you could just drop her. Like, literally, you could just drop her and be done with it. Or is it his mission to also bring her to justice? Elsie says, how did you find me? But then she realizes, of course, Feather. So Feather was able to suss out where Elsie was. Anna feels a little too convenient. Ziggy, meanwhile, just standing in the battlefield that was formerly his and Elsie, says, Agnoella. And Agnoella, high atop the very peak of the castle, surrounded by a flock of her dragons, says, how may I help, Lord Ziggy? Okay, so from where Agnoella was, she saw all of that go down. Like, I guess she was watching? Agnoella likes to watch. Ziggy says, follow those two and end them. Agnoella says, oh? But did you not say you wish to finish Lady Elsie? Ziggy coldly says, I've lost interest. Agnoella says, if I may be so bold, Lord Ziggy, I am not your subordinate. I take no orders from you. You would think that would cause a bit of a breakdown, but Ziggy very diplomatically says, then consider it a request. Agnoella says, in that case, gladly. However, please do remember this. Should you betray me, my children will devour every last machine on this planet. Okay, so this is definitely an alliance of convenience with the Orestia, says Galactica. Ziggy says, you are a difficult woman. Not gonna comment on that. Meanwhile, on the Eden Zero, Hermit detects something and says, high energy reading at 2 o'clock. And Sister realizes and says, then he's here, as we see him stomping through the mechanical city, dead and Crow, as his massive grin, his massive face gazes upon the Eden Zero. Chris, seeing him, says, Dead End Crow. Klein says, he is huge. Laguna says, this is much worse than I expected. Captain Connor says, evasive maneuvers. Let's see how this scallywag moves. Moscow, kind of repeating the movements of Captain Connor. Meanwhile, Holy sees the projection of Dead End Crow and has, honestly, interestingly enough, the same kind of manic sneer Dead End Crow has on his face. She is all too ready to confront her quarry. Meanwhile, on the bowels of Lendard, well, in the bowels of Lendard, I should say, with the rest of the crew of Edens making their way deeper and deeper into the planet, Homura says, Wise, might I ask you to return me to my usual attire? Wise says, what? I know they don't look like much, but these battle suits are really strong armor. Homura says, I prefer to wear something with more freedom of movement. Shiki says, me too. This outfit's kind of tight. I don't like it. Ohai says, fine, here. And thus, Homura and Shiki are back to their usual outfit. Homura says, yes, this is perfect. Shiki says, yeah. Ohai says, while we're at it, Rebecca can wear... Oh god. Of course we had to get in something like this. It's a bondage suit apparently designed by Wise. It's a Catgirl bondage suit, of course. Shiki's like, whoa! Eyes popping out of his head. And Homura's like, how indecent. Of course Rebecca's like, hey, why me? But Wise, also back in his usual attire, says, now you're acting like your old self again. And Rebecca's just like, just change me back. But Shiki, being a perv as well, says, I prefer this one, and changes her into a sexy maid outfit. And Wise is like, ooh, I like it. And of course Rebecca is pissed and says, I said change me back. God damn it. Well, there goes a lot of the tension from previously. Good job, Mashima. Little bit of cheesecake. I'd say we had plenty of that with how many ass shots Elsie had previously. Even though it was an intense battle, Elsie had all the ass shots. But, it wouldn't be Mashima without something like this. Happy, kind of ignoring what's going on, says, Anyway, there's something about the machines here. Pino says, I agree. They don't seem like they were built this way. Homura, asking $1,000,000 question, says, what do you mean? Pino says, or I guess Happy says, I can't quite describe it, but it's as if they are growing. Pino says, like vines. It's like they grew into this formation over time. Rebecca says, well, they did call it a living planet. Wise states, it may be that the machines have been eating away at the planet. Shiki says, if that's true, I wonder what it was like before. Rebecca, kind of trying to see the broader side of things, says, the chronophage ate its time, revealing the beautiful kingdom that once stood here. Wouldn't that be nice? That is a more positive way of looking at things. And Happy says, hey! Pino states, look, we're about to come to an open space as they enter into the light. Ooh, and yeah, a decaying arena, a corroded arena, as it were. It looks as though it's been eaten away by the machinery, as well as what was potentially laser or cannon fire. Shiki says, what is this place? Wise says, it looks like a coliseum. Rebecca says, like a medieval arena. Homura, oh shit, noticing 4 silhouettes in the distance, says, there is someone here. Yeah, 4 silhouettes standing in the middle of the arena. It's the Demon King's 4 dark stars. Wizard, Clown, and the newly recreated Brigand Mark II and Killer Mark II. I don't know why I didn't see this coming. I guess because of knowing that we had the likes of Dead and Crow and Aknoella running around, I'm just like, 4 dark stars, whatever. But, I mean, hey, 4 of our primary heroes, 4 enemies. Dang, Mashima, you managed to just squeak this by under my notice. Wizard says, fools who stand against Lord Ziggy. Brigand says, prepare yourself. Killer says, time to fight us. The Demon King's 4 dark stars. And Clown says, this will be where you meet your end. Wise says, Ziggy's cronies, eh? Homura states, which means we are approaching the core. Rebecca alerts everyone, be careful, everybody. And Shiki, ready to go, says, let's go. See, I'm interested to see how this goes, if only just because we've seen Brigand and Killer get done in previously by Nero. Or no, Jaguar, if I remember it correctly. It was one of them. But they were done in pretty quick. So it kind of feels as though, should Shiki and his allies struggle against the 4 dark stars too much, it's like, okay, then how do you go up against Ziggy? How do you stop Ziggy? Because if Elsie had just been fighting Ziggy and that had been just a battle raging on for a hot minute, that'd be one thing. But now, if they struggle against the 4 dark stars, then are they gonna have any energy left to go up against Ziggy afterwards? Like, I don't want the 4 dark stars to just be some scrubs, some mooks. I want them to be a solid challenge. But you kinda can't have that happen, or else kinda run the risk of it being unrealistic. In a fantasy series, unrealistic. But unrealistic for our heroes to be able to go in and then challenge Ziggy. Not to mention how is Justice going to deal with Aknoella and her dragon, who are now in hot pursuit of them? How is Holy planning on dealing with Dead and Crow? What's going to really give her the advantage? Like, there are so many interestingly unknown variables here. And when it comes to Elsie Crimson, it's just like, how is this really going to go down? Love that cheesecake. And are we ever going to find out why exactly Holy just has this mad-on for Dead and Crow? I feel like there's something deeper to it. And will it be through the help of the crew of Edens that she'll lighten up, become a true ally, not go through with her betrayal? And how is the crew going to deal with Dead and Crow? Massive-ass bastard. And the relationship between Ziggy and Aknoella, and even Dead and Crow, is just like, how tenuous is that? What is in it for them? Just Robots ruling all? Is that it? I feel like that's a little too simple for such an alliance like this. And Justice coming in and saving Elsie the way he did is just like, I get it, he wants her for himself, but it's just like, I mean, did you just want to fight her in combat? Is that it? Are you gonna heal her so she has the potential to escape again? Oh no, what Justice is doing here reeks of something else. But I will say I'm glad Elsie didn't just up and get killed off already. Like I said, she still needs to settle things, at least to some degree, with Justice. So let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe or not. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.